morning, Nadeksa Akademiks and Wayno back again. Gentlemen, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. What's up?
You can see Ak just woke up again.
Yeah, I definitely just woke up, man. But I'm here. What's up?
We got a lot of Soulja Boy to talk about.
Whole lot of Soulja Boy.
Man, Soulja Boy's finessing a lot of promo, man.
I know.
Like, you know what's crazy? Man, I hope his song hits the Billboard charts. Because he got a song that he's supposedly promoting all his crazy antics, not for nothing.
What's the song?
Nigga, why would you worry about a song when you got a video game console?
Exactly.
You gotta, listen, I'm gonna give him the promo he wants. He got a song called Hit My Line. It's kind of good. But all these antics, we're gonna get to find out that if you go crazy enough and gather all the media attention, if it will result in your streams going up and you making a chart.
Oh, we're doing an experiment. All right, I like this.
I am. I'm definitely.
Case study?
All right.
Yeah. By the way, the song was dropped like a month ago. Ain't touched the charts. Now he's acting batshit crazy. If it hits the charts, trust me, this is a formula. I might go crazy next.
Oh,
you know
shit.
I mean? The light gotta get on
You
the
go
charts.
crazy every day. That's another story.
All right, so yesterday we didn't get to talk about him going off on Kanye, but we'll get to that. We'll start with the most recent thing. So Baller Alert caught up with Soulja Boy yesterday. So he took the time to let us all know that he was the first rapper on YouTube, and he claims he showed all artists how to be social media savvy. He also says that he changed the hip-hop digital streaming game. Let's take a look.
But I was the first artist on the internet. I was the first rapper on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I showed these artists how to be social media famous and social media savvy. No artist was on Instagram and Twitter. Let's be real. Now every artist in the world has an Instagram, Twitter, YouTube page and doing blogs. I was doing that 10 years ago as a teenager. And people.
All right, so there's some truth in here, but then he goes as far as saying that labels and artists owe him 5% of their revenues for his pioneering ways. Maybe where he went a little bit too far. What do you guys think?
He's bugging. Well, I mean, you know, 6ix9ine is not here right now, so we need a new troll. I think that Soulja Boy is like heavily trolling. I think that at first a lot of shit that he said, he meant it. I'm talking about like the first rant he did with the Tiger shit. But now he just knows that this is getting him attention, so he's just running with it. Like, I believe that he was one of the first artists probably uploading himself on YouTube.
Right.
But I don't know if he's the first artist ever or the
YouTube.
first artist to change physical to streaming. Like, I can't, nah. I can't give
How
him
much
that
of
credit.
this is facts or fiction?
Hey, you know how, like, a lot of times we credit people, like, even when we talk about 6ix9ine, we're like, yo, the fact that he courted so much media attention and, like, made the music go up at the same time, he's a marketing genius. Soulja Boy, he ain't a marketing genius. This nigga's a marketing scammer, okay? Like, he's pretty much doing what, well, I mean,
I think he's trolling, but yeah.
he's a scammer in many different ways. Like, you gotta realize this is the guy who claimed he made a video game console that sold 2 million in 2 days. He put up this little Shopify chart of how, like, this sales been coming in. I don't know if nobody caught it, but I pay attention to detail. It said 7 orders. 7 orders don't give you $300,000. But whatever, I'm gonna let you rock.
Right.
But if you say that's what you're doing, you made a knockoff like Xbox, like Nintendo type system,
Switch, yeah.
You're getting sued for it. That's been his whole career. Not only that, he's on Twitter saying, and maybe some people call this entrepreneurism, donate $1 to my Cash App and I might follow you. Like, a nigga who made $2 million or $1 million in 2 days is not telling his fans to pay for a follow. But I don't know. It just don't look right. By the way, he got a Soulja watch. It's a knockoff. Listen, it's basically like a Fitbit made in like some China sweatshop. Like, he's tripping.
What happened to the Subway? Like,
Maybe so his employees didn't show
Subway
up to work
closed.
that day, so it must be
Subway
over.
closed.
The Subway closed. Clearly, the employees ain't come to work.
What I do wanna make sure that we do is that we do give credit for some of the stuff that he did. I feel like, you know, when he put out his song, you know, ringtones was still a really, really big thing. I think he had one of the top. That's the reason why I did go diamond, though, I think. Or did it go diamond? I don't know. He's saying shit, and now I'm starting
Can't
to believe
even
it.
know what's
Yeah, I don't
real or
even know
not.
if it's a fact or not, but I know he did make a record that changed how people made dance records and all of that at one point in time. But all of this now, I mean, Soulja Boy's been more famous for his antics and not his music in a minute. You know, like.
I can't. The thing with Soulja Boy is, like, listen, this is rap. We all know it's fake it till you make it. But damn it, Soulja, like, you've been made it. Like, you made it like 10 years ago. I don't know why he's still faking it. Whether it's the cribs, like this whole, like, and a lot of stuff he said about credit, like, he sounds like Kanye a lot. This nigga sound like, I don't know what drug they're taking in Hollywood or in LA. He in LA, he said he got the biggest house in LA. Kanye said he got the biggest pool.
You think Soulja Boy has a lot of money, like in the bank? Like he's sitting on a lot of wealth, but he's doing all this scamming
I believe that
shit.
he's definitely made a ton. He's definitely made a ton of money. I don't know how much he has, but I
That's
know
the
that
thing.
he's
Does he
made
have
a ton
enough
of
money left, or is he really doing this because he needs the bread?
Well, I mean, you never know. You could always do with more money. Now, I don't know how much he has still. I think, honestly, he just wants to generate money. You get me? I don't know how much money he got. But from what I'm hearing, when he says he got the biggest crib in L.A., I mean, the thing is, he lies about certain shit. This is what, like, he takes the Bow Wow challenge, like, too far. He lies about some shit that you can hit one Google search and prove him wrong. Yo, I got the biggest crib in LA. I paid $4.9 million for it. One quick Google search. Okay, actually, the owner of the crib hit me up. Like, yo, bro, he's 2 months back on rent.
Wow.
You know what I mean? I kid you not.
So then,
I'm just trying to let him rock
Hey,
for
man,
like a couple more days.
So then-
perception is definitely reality, though. Like I think that, all right, he might be faking it till he make it, but he might just be fucking shooting as high as he can to land in the middle. Like, I don't know where he's at in his life. He might just be shooting high to see where he can land.
And for that, I'm not mad. It's just that, you know, sometimes with the misinformation, with no one fact-checking it, people start believing like, yo, this is like it's that easy. You don't just like make a console and just sell 1 million in 2 days. It just doesn't happen like that.
Right.
Now, what will happen, right? Because he's gained a lot of attention. He got a song kind of out, you know, and of course, like, I think he said he got a new situation with E1. I definitely believe that. He probably finessed the bag from them. You know what? You're a record label. Yo, I'm right now viral as a motherfucker tiger. Like, yeah, he's viral. I got a song that you could probably work with. Give me a bag. I believe he did that. But all the other shit, listen, I was reading a couple of articles and also like looking on Twitter for the interesting people who actually bought a Soulja watch and who bought a I think it's called
It's
a
like
Soulja console.
Interesting people.
There's also a new thing called a Soulja bot. Like, it's like
Soulja Boy.
yeah, listen, he rips off every.
Yo, does he have one of those cleaning the RoboVacs, the vacuums?
Yo, I call
those
this
are
nigga
kind of
Shang
great.
Tsung. He rips off everything.
I know. He had like
He
fake
rips off
Skechers.
Alexa, Siri, Apple Watches, AirPods. Like, this nigga rips off everything. You feel me? So
You would think producing a fake like Apple Watch is kind of expensive. Like, what's the return on that?
listen, forget all that. It's the people who bought it.
Who are they?
They're sitting home waiting
Can
for it to
somebody
come.
let us know?
But you
if
know what?
come
Yo,
to
they're
Soulja Watch?
mad.
But-
They're mad like sending it. Yo, first of all, if you get a confirmation, like literally, I was looking at this shit.
How much does it cost?
By the way, Complex ran an article.
Should we buy one?
Somebody at Complex wrote an article and bought one. So they wasted company, but that could have been going to me. Okay, now, somebody bought this shit. First of all, when the confirmation email, like the customer support email,
Soulja Boy pops
says,
up?
it says souljaboymp3@gmail.com.
At
Like,
gmail.com?
Like, that's his Beats email. If that's the email address that's support, yo, Soulja, I didn't get my Soulja pods. How could I
So
track my
Soulja's
order?
in one room doing all of this himself.
Boxing, shipping, everything.
Wait, but honestly, if he's getting sued by Nintendo, I'm not gonna lie, you do have to move some units for Nintendo to pay attention to some shit like that.
Nah,
I don't think he sold 1 million, but he had to move some units.
Wayno,
Right.
when you have a name and you're infringing on somebody's copyright,
Uh-huh.
they ain't sued a nigga. Cease and desist. Stop using some shit that
yeah, I
is
know, cease and
almost
desist.
So they ain't.
Oh, I thought he got sued. So he has me
It's
confused as a
Soulja Boy.
motherfucker. I don't. I think I kind of believe him, but I don't know if he's lying. Like I don't know what's going
Yo,
on.
he the one thing. I think all of the lies he's saying, he's finessing the back on the record label side. Okay.
Is it even necessary? When you're Soulja Boy, he already has a legacy. Minus the antics, do you need to finesse E1? Can't you just play them good music?
Does he have a? Wait,
Nah.
He's not like a new, he's
Soulja
not
Boy
like a
hasn't
brand
dropped
new
a hit in a
rapper
while.
though. So,
Soulja Boy I think he's been independent for a while.
but if you're Soulja Boy and you pull up off the strength of your name, if the music is not good enough, they won't fuck with you still?
They'll fuck with you, but the bag ain't gonna look the same.
Even if you're Soulja Boy.
Yeah, yo, he probably got a little distribution deal with that single that is kind of hot. Now they don't have to do too much on marketing promo. They got to work playlists and this and third form. They probably give him a lot more upfront. Fuck it, like if he's scamming fans for $1, scamming a record label for a couple $100,000, that's worth it. I'm just not like my only thing when it comes to credit though. Because we do know there are certain people who pioneered the 5% shit is wildin'.
Of course.
Like not
Yeah, of course
because-
he's wilding with
Like imagine the first person to fucking just bounce the ball and say, yo, the whole NBA
Right.
only 5%. Like what the fuck are y'all doing now?
Right.
Okay? Or the first person to shoot a three be like, every time Steph Curry hit one of those, nah, like
But his impact digitally though.
He's definitely had impact digitally.
and it's a basketball reference, so I gotta warn y'all.
Okay.
I said that Soulja Boy is like them old ass basketball players who like they did pave the way for the new niggas to get that money. But they used to get paid $10,000 for the season, and they're mad at the new niggas getting $250 million contracts. So like, I think Soulja Boy, even though he has had a lot of success, who knows if he ran through that money? But I think he sees a lot of the new guys who are really popping with strategies that he done before. Like again, for him, he's thinking, yo, I did that just in a different way, and I think he feels like he's not getting enough credit. Also, he's a little bit outcasted. You feel me? Like,
but whose fault is that?
So he's basically saying he carried the cross for all of these niggas today.
yeah.
He's wild. I mean, and like, I get like him saying, yo, I did that, and maybe like if he took a more mature approach, like, all right, I did that, and maybe that kind of opened up the door for something to happen. But for you to say like, man, like, the Migos is not the Migos because of Soulja Boy, because they had the Versace beat and he had the Versace beat.
Nigga, man, a compelling point. He said Drake didn't even show up to the video.
So what?
He said he was in the video.
So what?
He said Zaytoven sent him the same beat.
Rappers get the same beats all the time.
He pulled up on the Migos and said, y'all can have that.
That's crazy.
He said, y'all can have that.
Like, as if Drake getting on it wasn't enough confirmation that they could have it.
Right.
By the way,
now he deserves some credit. I just think you have a good point. It's just the way he acts. If he's a little bit mature and was a little bit smart about the way he moves, shit would look a lot different.
Because people forgetting that this nigga's 28 years old. He's not the kid that we once knew. Like, he's 28. He'd be 30 in probably two more drinks, right?
By the way, the last time he went on like kind of little nuts, like 2 years ago, he blamed his whole little rampage on the fact that he was kind of on tour or like moving around and he was deprived of lean and weed. Who knows what he's gonna blame us all on this time around? Trust me. All I'm gonna say is that
you can't take weed on tour.
I don't know what.
Do rappers go on tour without weed?
And by the way, perception is reality too. Like, ain't nobody booking Soulja Boy these days in the U.S. This thing is going to Dubai, still collecting a nice check. But, you know, he's trying to heat it up in the States. And this is kind of...
I wonder if he still can dance. That's mad random, but I just thought about it. I haven't seen him do that dance like in years. I wonder if he can still dance.
The crowds probably still go crazy for that.
Right.
You got to do the dance.
He has to do the dance.
You got to do the dance.
That's a stipulation of going to Dubai.
You got to do the dance. The thing is, the next thing you're going to say is he put niggas like Block Boy JB on. He started dancing and
Yeah.
You feel me?
Well, before we get to that, he did say that he basically put Kanye on, right? So Soulja Boy, apparently, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason Kanye is as cocky as he is, because he dropped a video game console and all Kanye has is some damn Yeezys. Let's roll the video.
Kanye West? Yo, the nigga that's crying on Twitter about Drake every week? The nigga that came out with Yeezys? Nigga, I came out with a video game console. Kanye West ain't never came out with no fucking video game console. He talk about he Walt Disney, talk about he all this goofy shit.
Yo, is he driving?
He Walt Disney.
He's driving a Lamborghini Urus. That's a new Lambo truck, man. I'm telling you.
No, was he driving in that video?
I want to know how you do that on like Instagram Live, where you could like pull up like a Twitter page or something and have your face in the corner. That's dope.
Yeah. I've seen that. I've seen that recently. I don't know how they doing that. But
hey, listen, man. Soulja Boy gave me a whole new perspective of Kanye, man, because he's taking credit for Kanye's attitude. Like, he takes credit for everything, man.
Nigga said Kanye was outside my van.
He said he curved Kanye like a groupie, and Kanye was so hurt that ever since then, since Kanye made it, Kanye has had that chip on the shoulder and treated everybody else like an asshole.
It's like
that could be true.
Should we give him credit for this?
Nah, that could be true. He said Kanye was standing outside. He said, looking goofy. His words, not mine.
Right.
with a backpack and a pink polo.
Trying to play him music? Because that does sound like it happened.
Sounds like it happened.
Right.
Soulja Boy's manager, this is at some award show. Soulja Boy's manager says, yo, hey, look outside. Could you say what's up to Jay-Z's new artist? His name is Kanye West.
Jay-Z, by the time Soulja Boy came out, wait a second.
Hey, wait, no, don't fuck it up.
Hey.
You need a Soulja Watch, chill out, man. He says he looks outside and he says he's working on a set list. I wonder which award show this is. He only had like 2 songs at that time, Soulja Boy, like Crank That, and what was the other one? Like, it was like 2 Crank That, I don't even know.
Yeah.
He looks outside and he tells Kanye West to get the fuck out of his face. Yo, this guy's like amazing, man.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm very entertained, but this is gonna last maybe, like, I think after today I'm done.
I think we have to be done, right?
Yeah, I'm
we
have
can't.
to say that I'm done. I can't take any more.
Nah, I could take some more. Man.
You take
I'm
some
sorry.
more?
Yeah, yo, it's hilarious. It's hilarious, but like, you know what? I do look at this and say, you know, there's a lot of rappers these days who are popping for literally viral content. I don't really know their music that much. We like entertaining the crazies or the fucking train wrecks, and we're watching what's gonna happen next. I'm just glad this time around he's not, even though he is telling the rappers to DM the address, he's not like, the last time with him and the Migos, he was trying to fight. Like, he wanted to do some physical stuff. He wanted to go to the hood.
That's so wild. Like, I'm gonna keep it that's so wild. Like just telling a person, like, all right, like, because he was like, yo, we could meet up, we could shoot it out. Like, all right, yo, I'm gonna come have a shootout on your block like 4:15. Like, nah, I could do like 5. You know, I don't know if I can make it. Maybe 5:30. Let's do the shootout. Like the way he's just talking is just crazy. But I think that he's just really. I don't think that he doesn't know what's going on.
He should just get a show. I don't understand.
Yeah, he's on the show though. He's on Map.
Do more shows. Make an Instagram show. Like, why even bother with music?
But this
I don't
is
understand.
it.
Do
Because he's
stand-up
on that
comedy.
fucking show. That's what it is. He's on that show, the marriage counseling shit or something.
Why is he not on just Love and Hip Hop or something?
I don't know, but he's on the show with
Marriage counseling.
Yes, he's on there with Waka Flocka and his wife and Little Mo and, and my man Dynamite, her husband, a few people. Like, but he's on the show, so it got to be to push something. Like, it got to be to push something.
And by the way, even though Soulja is kind of going a little cuckoo right now, I just want to say that many artists kind of feel that way when they're having their moment. Chief Keef, like, again, he wasn't.
Chief Keef ain't never go this crazy.
Nah, he was on stage one day saying, hey, listen, I pioneered a lot of stuff. Like, people do want their credit.
No,
How
the
do we
crazy
give him? Yo, this credit thing is always gonna come. What should we do? Should we make the Everyday
Gucci-
Struggle Hall of Fame? Like, should
Gucci
we
used
write
to be
a?
back on Twitter telling niggas what he
The
started
craziest
until
thing.
you see when you're getting your proper accolades and your grandfathered into a lot of shit, you don't care no more. When it feels like you've been disregarded, I think Lil B probably is the best example of somebody who just ain't just bitter. You get me? But niggas want their credit. The Migos was up on Twitter wanting their credit until they got their respect.
Yeah.
You get me? Soulja Boy is unilaterally taken as a joke these days. He want his credit.
I'm soldiered out. I'm soldiered out.
You want to talk about R. Kelly?
Yeah.
Back, very exciting news week here at Everyday Struggle. So you guys know the R. Kelly doc.
Kelly?
We know this. The Lifetime doc aired a couple weeks ago, and of course a lot of people have had their opinions on this. So TMZ recently caught up with French Montana and asked him his thoughts on the situation. Here's what he had to say.
Everybody, you know, have their legendary moments, man. I feel like they did Michael Jackson like that. They did R. Kelly like that. That's true. All the greats went down like that, man.
So now, of course, some people are upset with this, so he did get on Twitter to clarify, saying, let me be clear, my heart is with the victims. I never thought the people I looked up to as a kid who sang and danced and gave me hope to become a superstar would become drug addicts, child molesters, and rapists. I'm hoping we as a culture create better leaders. We need them. So RCA has put new R. Kelly music on hold due to the allegations. Basically, people are still torn between the, separating the artist from the person.
Yeah, and I think we need to clarify they, because they is very subjective. And when we're talking about they, we're talking about the victims who have actually gone through the trauma of what they dealt with R. Kelly. So I think that, I understood what French was trying to say, but you can't say that for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of different examples you can give other than R. Kelly. Like, when people say all of this, they're acting like we're just giving our opinions based on not having testimonies from these people. And it's a tough thing for women to deal with. A lot of women might not feel comfortable with talking about what they went through or saying, all right, I'm gonna fight this. So you gotta be very careful with how you word things.
Yeah.
And I think that French just, he just spoke a little too quick.
Yeah, DJ Paul seemed to feel the same way. But separating these people. But it's different. It's like a Kanye West, so he supports Trump and he wears a MAGA hat. It's annoying. It's whatever. It has implications, but it's still different than decades of documented sexual abuse.
Here's the thing, like, as like a public figure, even more than a musician, like, yeah, a lot of times your character and your, what we might call your personal life, that is under trial, like, in the public eye a lot of times. We're not really talking about R. Kelly music. Like, unless it's in, and that's the thing, too, with R. Kelly. A lot of his music, it's hard to separate an artist. For some things you can.
Right.
Like, yo, this dude, like, he's an asshole in person. Makes great music. Yo, he's not someone who's really nice or whatever, like certain things. But like R. Kelly, a lot of his music, some of the songs that have lived and stand the test of time and that are really iconic, he's pretty much singing about some shit in his personal life that he was doing wrong. right? So like you can't separate it like that. And also we aren't just we did kind of have that conversation a couple weeks ago. It was like King of R&B, and it was we're trying to stick on the music side of it. But the conversation we're having now is not music.
Right.
We're talking about, is this nigga raping kids? Like, that is not music.
Right.
Okay, so I understand that people love to point at his legacy when we're talking about his character, but his legacy don't really got nothing to do with his character right now. Like his character and what he's done, that's what we're focused on, because of course the documentary came out. We've heard and like seen things throughout the years.
Yeah.
Now we're really put into perspective, and a lot of people, they're making their own choices whether if they want to ever listen to his music again.
Yeah.
You get me? But like, I think you're right. French, he misspoke. Like,
Yeah, he just
I
misspoke,
think, well, you said it actually. Yeah, he spoke too quickly, and he probably are among the people. I remember I seen Lil Boosie say the same thing, where you think, like judging someone's character mean you're just trying to belittle their music. Nah,
Yeah, that's not the case.
Everything don't come down to music.
Yeah.
That's usually the fucked up part of it, and the problem. We allow people that make really good music. If you could dribble the ball real good, you're a great basketball player.
Get away with murder.
Do whatever the
Literally.
fuck you want to do.
I mean, a lot of it, and I've always been able to identify that just based on, like, you can't help who your friends are in life sometimes. Like, I have friends who are great people, and I have friends who are horrible people. And that, I might still love them, but I have friends who have done horrible things. And the thing is like, that doesn't, you can't separate who they are from what they've done. Now, the thing is like, it's all subjective to what's going on. There are different levels of what you could have done wrong. There's people who steal from the store, and then there's people who fucking shoot the owner of the store. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's two totally different levels of still taking something out of a store. And you've got to be able to say, all right, now, I'm not ignorant to the fact that R. Kelly's talented, but that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about talent. We're talking about, and people are like, oh, well, his personal life. It does, depending on what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just, that's why they do background checks at jobs and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just say, nah, you know, I'm really talented, I deserve a shot. You might have, but if you did some shit that could disrupt your shot, what could we say?
Hey, well, you know, again, I think this really started, like, why even have comments like this to keep it really real? I think these type of comments really spurred from, like, the Bill Cosby shit. When, as soon as we started seeing, like, people come out to say, yo, this nigga's, like, the monster. Everybody was like, yo, he about to buy NBC. Like, we get all type of excuses of, like, yo, people are just kind of trying to bring down his career. You get me? Instead of saying, nah, this ain't really about his career. This is really just about people finally having the courage to speak, to say this guy has been doing shit, getting away with it, and now we're vocalizing and getting off our side.
That's my thing. What about
Regardless
the people
if
who
something
are brought
happens,
down?
because like with R. Kelly, you know, this nigga look like he's been unscathed. He's been paying people off and shit like that, but he's been unscathed legally.
And he's continued. So the thing is, like, legacy, right? You've listened to all those R. Kelly songs and enjoyed them. You can't take that back. But yeah, the fact that the label's now gonna put a hold on his music, because remember after last year when they were releasing the long reports, he was still going on tour and like grinding on his phone in front of people. It was disgusting. So there's a difference. There's like the legacy part, but also we don't have to continue supporting him now.
The music sounds different when you know some of the action. It's like as soon as you hear certain shit, because his music is the soundtrack of the allegations, basically. But when you start to hit, that's why, you know, we always joke about like certain artists and certain things, and when you know certain things about them, it kind of makes you look at them a little bit different. Now, knowing or hearing about these stories and then listening to the music, you're like, it's a good song, but I don't know if I want to listen to that because I can't take that out of my mind.
I just want to see how long this lasts and if those investigations really go forward, because we've known, again, the doc gave us so much more, but we've known all of this stuff already. People just seem to forget every few years.
I'm going to keep it true with y'all. I don't know if people think that his concert is going to look different or like what. It's going to the same people there are going to be there.
Yeah.
Like there's a full tape. There was a tape that came out.
Yeah.
People ain't really care. Again, I think his fan base, like, aren't the people who are discovering him now and having that outrage. However, they dealt with it. But a lot of them, when I be looking at his concerts, a bunch of old chicks look like they probably had kids to his music, and I don't know how they internalize what they're seeing or rationalize how they're seeing what they're seeing through the media, as opposed to how they love their song, how they love his songs. But I don't think nothing changing, man. He gonna be straight when it comes to just his little fan base. But I think for everyone, especially for the younger people who are now finding out about R. Kelly, I think his legacy and the trajectory of his legacy will change because there's mad people ain't know who R. Kelly was. Like, the people who are like 18, they didn't know who R. Kelly was. Like, they don't really listen to, like, that type of R&B is not even popping like that no more.
Right.
Like, they may have heard a song, but they don't know who R. Kelly is.
Makes sense.
So when they're now getting introduced to R. Kelly with all of this, it's hard to, it's hard for them to, or actually it's easy to say, fuck it, I ain't gonna rock with this guy. As opposed you listen to this guy your whole life, and then you hear this, you're almost inclined, you see with all these artists, when they accuse of something, if you grew up on their music or that's your favorite artist, yo, he innocent. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Sure.
He went to court, they said he was innocent. I don't know what y'all talking about, it's my favorite artist. But when you just get introduced to someone like, difference.
Yeah, and all that shit is cool until it's your sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's people who, like, all right, they had old brothers and they came about, all that shit is cool till it's in your house. If it's in your house, then it's a whole different story. You're not feeling that same way if somebody else is having these allegations on them for one of your family members. No matter how good of a fucking person they are to their kids, how good of a singer they are, you know?
All right, let's see how
Michael
this one
Jackson
turns
up
out.
next, man.
I mean, he's dead.
I
What
know.
can you do?
Yeah.
You know,
So Future, we know Future has a new album coming out finally. Everyone's excited. He did an interview with Genius recently where he explained that he actually quit lean. He just didn't want to tell friends up front. Let's take a look.
I didn't want to tell nobody I stopped drinking lean. I didn't want to tell because I felt like, damn, they're going to be like, oh, his music changed because he ain't drinking lean no more. Oh, I can hear it when he changing. It's just like, and people are like, damn, why you don't even say it? It's like, but it just be hard when your fans so used to you a certain kind of way as that certain.
That's great news. I hope he's like feeling better. I hope he's in a better space, but I also understand why he would approach it like this. Do you guys?
I don't think that's great news at all, yo.
Why?
I think that's super sad.
So you're exactly the reason, you're the kind of person why he wouldn't wanted to say this?
No, not at all. Like, I think this is super sad because he's, like, you privately make the decision to stop, but through your music, you're going to keep pumping that image that you still are. So pretty much, you don't give a fuck about everybody else you getting hooked on it, because you probably went through, because he was really on some shit. So you get off good, you're not going to use your platform to be like, nah, I made a change. You're going to still rap about that type of content, act like you want it, get other niggas addicted to it, not saying it's completely your fault, and then you personally save yourself. I can't rock with that.
Well,
like, I'm glad he made a personal choice, but you got to change your content too.
well, I hear you, but at the same time, we just found this out yesterday. Who knows what he might be doing going forward? I think that is big. First of all, it's very hard to quit that drug.
Yeah.
You know, it's very because it has opioids in it, which is very addictive. You know, and people go through withdrawals and all that shit. So I salute him for even making the attempt, whether I knew it or not. You know, now I get what you're saying about, you know, his influence and his content, but it's only been a day. I don't know what's to come in the future, and I don't want to say that he's not gonna. We haven't heard his album.
Yeah, do you feel different if on the album he's addressing his struggles with quitting lean?
Yeah, we haven't got a chance. We only know him by his music, and we haven't got a chance to hear the music
but
yet.
also, I'm putting this in context. Like, if we listen to his music historically, this is a guy, nigga dropped Dirty Sprite. You feel me? There was a couple quotes that came out, and even through court with him, but you know, that's like you're trying to keep custody of a child and all that. That pretty much the image of how much he takes drugs, he ain't never really take drugs like that. He was always giving out that image. Now, it's all cool and well, we could just keep just pumping out to the youth, but it's until we see like a lot of people overdosing. Like, of course, we might not see that with lean as much recently.
Yeah, people don't really overdose on lean and
But they
die.
have.
I mean, yeah, it's been different things, but most of the people, well, a lot of people have died off of pills more than
Like
they have
Pledis.
lean. Not saying that one is evil is better than the other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Play this. You see, like, everybody's off the Xan wave because we've seen a couple people, couple artists that we really love, like, die from it. Yeah, I would feel a certain type of way if there was another artist still rapping about him taking Xans and perks and he stopped. Like, he stopped, but he's only doing it because he's hoping the music sound the same, and he won't say it, or he feels bad letting people know because he's saying, I don't want people to judge my music differently. That's really selfish.
Well, at the same time, there's also a lot of artists who, even though they might be like again, we don't know what the new music is gonna sound like, but they don't only speak for themselves. They may say something about shit that people are going through. So I'm not as mad of him rapping about it as long as it's some awareness there where he's like, yeah, like I got off this shit. I might still rap about it, but that doesn't, me rapping about it does not mean that you have to go do it. You know, like him making a song about using drugs is not a passport for you to go use drugs. And you have to make that own decision. And I understand artists having their own influence and all of that, and kids are very impressionable, but you got to start making your own decisions, right? I salute him for getting off the shit, and I salute him for having the courage to talk about it, because I can understand him not wanting to say something.
Yeah, I do hope we hear about it on the album.
Right.
But because I think he's right. If he from jump was like, yeah, I quit lean, I'm clean now, people would have definitely started talking. Oh,
They'd have judged him crazy.
Yeah, of course.
There's been a lot of backlash. Like, you know what I mean? So I do understand that. But if this is a part of the process of who he is to become, then I'm not mad at that at all.
Do you judge Future if he's rapping about this, about being clean?
If he's still glorifying it while he got off of it, I judge him a lot. But if he's going through the stage of saying, yo, let me express on this album that, or maybe I wrote the album when I was battling getting off of it. No, that's dope. That's dope. Like, again, that's the growth process.
Definitely gotta give it some time though.
My whole thing is just don't do something privately that is gonna better yourself, but you'll pump poison to the other people just to sell. You're a millionaire. You don't really need to do that. And again, the kids who gonna follow you, they broke.
Yeah, well, let's see how it goes, because when people like Russ deliver their anti-drug messages, it's not well received. But again, we said it's the way he did it. So if there's one person people might listen to, it's Future, right?
Absolutely.
So let's see. Looking forward to this
and I don't think he's gonna be just anti. I think it's gonna be more of a,
not preachy, but like, here's what I've been through.
Yeah.
I don't want you to go through this.
Tell your story and then make your decision.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and by the way, I do think he has the talent to be able to do that. Like, if you listen to one of my favorite songs by him, I think one of my favorite songs of all time, Codeine Crazy, like, you know, he admitted he an addict on there, and at that point, at least to him, he said he couldn't help it. You know, he might have songs, and I'm hoping on this album where he's talking about, you know, how he's battling it, so.
Thought it was a drought. He says, I just took a piss and I seen codeine coming out. That never made me want to drink codeine, though. Like, you know what I mean? But it sounds fire. I'm not going to lie. The shit sounds fire, but, you know what I mean? It doesn't make me say, you know what? I'm going to go get high today. You know what I mean? So people got to make their own decisions, you know?
All right, so I think we should do a little pocket watching before we wrap this episode, just from my guy Akademiks here. So when the Forbes list came out recently, we know that Jay-Z and Kylie Jenner were both on it, tied for I think number 4 and 5, making $900 million each. So our guy Nick Cannon, he always has some gems. He sat down with Vlad TV, and when this came up, he said he thought that Kylie's team basically did a little finessing here, that they pulled some strings to say that she makes more money than Hov because, quote, it brings more attention to the product, it's for the band. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think there was finessing when it came to the Forbes list numbers, but sometimes I'm just being naive.
I believe that they finessing, and the only reason why is because everybody, oh, Wayno, Jay-Z, da-da-da. It's not about that. I feel like Jay-Z's journey and how he's made his money, like when you put somebody right next to, like, of course it's numbers, right? But when you're putting that next to him, you're saying that, oh, you don't really have to, like, Kylie just kind of finessed it with her beauty and then made a product and just sold, and now she's, oh, I'm next to Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Nah, it don't work like that.
Yeah.
This nigga putting tons of work, putting tons of blood, sweat, and tears, went through a lot of trials and tribulations to get where he's at. So I feel like I understand the numbers, but you can't, and I don't believe that she makes all them.
And it's just for 1 year, right?
Now, having a company that made the money and what goes to your pocket is two totally different things.
That's true.
People think that that her mom's just like, all right, we're going to spend $10 million on makeup and then make $900 million. It don't work like that.
True.
A lot of people got to get paid. A lot of things got to get cut up. It's a lot of percentages. So I don't believe that it works like that.
Yeah, well, Nick Cannon, I believe, is 100% right. And I like how he just fucking kicks the door down on a lot of things that are, you know, like these little industry, little trade secrets and shit like that. Yeah, it's the publicist move. Now, the list that she appeared on when everyone was shocked, and also he made a great point to say, yeah, the Forbes, just like any magazine or any media outlet, they want to catch the media attention. Right. They could have put that, yo, Jay made 900 and she made 850. Nah, that's not gonna make that much big of a headline. They made the same.
Yep.
And actually, let me correct myself, because it's not what you made. It's evaluating net worth, right? And evaluating net worth, like, of course, we know Jay-Z has had a lot of, so, like, in direct words, they ain't say she made more money than Jay in any year. But they're saying that her little lip company, what is it,
Lip Kits.
Lip Kits, whatever, they're saying it's worth this amount of money And I don't know what like stats they're kind of basing it off, what metrics, how much it made probably last year, and how much they're thinking is gonna make in the future that they say it's worth $900 million. I'm just saying that I'd probably want to have the companies and be associated with the businesses that Jay's kind of made, because honestly, it feels like those are gonna stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what's gonna happen. If Kylie not popular tomorrow, that shit is rap. Like that shit
They
is
burn it
rap.
down and start again.
You feel me? Like you never know. With Jay, he's had a lot of businesses where he doesn't necessarily have to be the face of it because he's putting that much work. And I think that's two different type of things right there.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why, I mean, beyond the GOAT conversation that we have, when people have conversations about these young kids, like, oh, he's the GOAT. So you mean to tell me a motherfucker could just have 100 million streams and now they the best person ever? Like just in 1 or 2 years?
Yeah.
Like I hate the fact that everybody, because of these numbers, everybody just gets equated to being the best just because they got a lot of attention or a lot of people listen to their music. That just makes you the best? No. You know, it's a lot of factors and there's a lot of things that make you the best, and time makes you the best. But people always just equate it just how much money a motherfucker's making, and that's not the truth.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Also, like if you think about it, like again, this is what I'm thinking is a PR move. Man, it wasn't Kanye West bitching on Twitter talking about yo, he's down in debt, this and third.
Well, you should ask
It's like
Kylie for
8
some
months
more.
later, you seen an article that says the Yeezys brand is worth like $1 billion, which it might be worth $1 billion. But what he was talking about, he wasn't bitching about what the company's worth. He was bitching about how much money he had actually.
Right.
So two different things. We don't know how much money Kylie's taking home, but again,
But she's taking home a lot. But it ain't
she's
Right.
taking home a lot. But again, when people are forecasting the worth of a company, you have to realize it's a lot of. It's a very interesting game.
I mean, if I use every company, what every company is worth that I deal with, as opposed to what I get from them, I could be like, yeah, I got 30, 40 million, like or higher than that. That's not what goes in my pocket, you know, just by my affiliation. So I think that might be a multitude of even the network. What are they worth totally? Because I know you got Kim, Chloe, the mom, like they got to be worth $1 billion altogether or something like that, right?
At least.
No, of course. Like people get like this is what Forbes does well, and they probably they release lists all the time, yearly lists, monthly lists, under 30 lists. But it seems like when it comes to any type of thing where they include urban culture, where I love pocket watching.
I know.
It
Yes, Zach, we
really
know you
gets
love
it
pocket
really
watching.
gets like everybody like kind of acting crazy. So you put up Kylie Jenner on a list where we're usually reserved for seeing like the Diddy's, we see the Jay-Z's, makes a lot of noise.
Yeah.
Again, when the Hip Hop Cash Kings list come on it,
How long till you're on there?
who
How's
me?
Lil AK doing? The EP's out, right? Doing well?
Yeah, man, Cloud Chase the EP out. Listen, I'm broke. I'm broke. Listen,
Broke forever.
this is a perfect example. Like, if somebody asks me what my company is worth, it's probably worth a good amount of money. Do I have all that money? I wish. You gotta sell it. You gotta actually start selling parts of your company to get some of that money. You get me? Like, perfect example with Tidal. Jay-Z bought it for $56 million. He grew the worth of it. So when he bought it, let's just say it's worth $56 million. He grew the worth of it that we could say it was worth $600 million because we saw Sprint bought a third of it for $200 million. So he grew the worth from 56 to 600 million.
Yo, we could give this guy one topic about money, he could go for an hour.
No.
You should have just been an accountant or some shit.
Nah, but like that's how you really have to look at
Yeah.
it. It don't mean that when he grew from 56 million to 600 million, he had 600 million in his pocket. You have to sell parts of shit.
It's the same thing when people get deals. Like somebody sees, oh, you did $1 million deal. They think that they just took literally and gave you a check
Took
and said,
that bag and
here's
went
$1
home.
million. You can go do whatever you want. No, you might have got 300,000. You got 400 for your to create your project. You got another couple hundred to market it and distribute it. It takes money to make money. You know?
When it comes to money, and especially hip hop, like people are so fooled. Like again, just like what you're saying, you could like finesse people by just throwing out big dollar signs.
Right.
But we got Nick Cannon here to break it down for us.
I'm glad.
So thank you, Nick Cannon.
Thank
As
you, Nick.
always, with the kernels of truth. All right, I think we got a couple of more quick ones before we go. So the Super Bowl is coming up. Maroon 5 confirmed for the halftime show, and now Travis Scott and Big Boy are going to be joining them as well. Now, you know, a lot of people turned down this show, including Jay-Z. But according to Billboard, Travis Scott agreed to perform after the NFL would join him in raising $500K for a nonprofit organization called Dream Corps. And apparently he also met with Colin Kaepernick to sort of get approval or his blessing before he did it. So I guess that came through. I'm very curious what that conversation would have been like. But it's cool that he consulted with him.
Yeah, I think it's cool that he consulted with him. I think we really need to have a conversation about where the how they say urban, whatever. Just where the fuck, where does hip hop culture stand with the NFL?
Where do you guys stand? Are you watching the Super Bowl? Are you supporting?
I ain't gonna
You're
lie.
not watch.
I've done a lot of double dutching when it
Okay.
comes to football. The first year with Kaepernick, I literally didn't watch no football. Like I didn't watch any football the whole year. And I do. Well, I mean, my team is also trash, so that helps. But I think we just need to really have because if we're not watching, what does that benefit? Like, is that benefiting anything that we're going after? Like, by us not watching, it's not like people are not watching this shit.
Right.
Motherfuckers is still watching it. And every time the Super Bowl comes, as many people say, don't perform at the Super Bowl, I seen 10 flyers for niggas that's doing Super Bowl parties, all these different artists. So you might not be performing at the Super Bowl, but your ass is going to Atlanta or Miami to cash out somewhere at a Super Bowl party. So I think that it's cool to be judgmental on Travis because he's the person given the opportunity. One thing Ak always says is that people don't always keep the same energy for one and the other because I heard nothing about Big Boy.
Right.
Nobody said anything about Big Boy. Nobody's challenged it. Nobody said, yo, man, you stand for Atlanta. Outkast was the niggas that said Atlanta got to stand for something. Atlanta got something to say, and y'all birthed the whole nation with that in hip-hop, and nobody said nothing against him. So we really have to figure out, are we jacking this shit or not? Are we jacking it or not? Me personally, I want to watch the Super Bowl. I watched it last year when Philly won.
Yeah.
I was really happy for that. So I think people really got to figure out where they stand. I think it's a cool thing to say, I'm not going to watch it.
It's true.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with that. Us people in hip hop, we got to figure, are we rocking with this whole movement? We're behind Kaepernick, or we could just like tweet it, say it, rap it. But if the check come, fuck it, we're there. Like that's really what it is, because that's why I brought up the point when I saw Cardi B. Remember they announced Cardi B was like gonna be performing. And by the way, salute to her. She said she turned it down.
Okay.
She said she did turn it down. But I looked at that and I said, there's a million excuses why she should. Big opportunity, this and third, great promo. She have a project coming up soon. Man, this is a great opportunity for her. But you know, like we're such hypocrites. We'll use that because she's not a player in the league to neglect everything that Kaepernick actually kneeled for. So we'll support it, but if it's the check comes, we'll actually take it. So again, we just got to pick which side we on. With Travis Scott, he's really stuck between a rock and a hard place. I mean, they're digging up old tweets, old videos. They're saying Travis wasn't really with this black shit, this Black Lives Matter anyway.
I see. Now he said some wild shit about Mike Brown. I ain't gonna lie. He did say something that I didn't approve of about Mike Brown. Was saying like you don't know what he could have did in life to deserve that. It's like he said some wild shit, but at the same time, like I do have to salute. If I'm gonna mention that, I do got to salute a lot of people who do heavy lifting. Like, and I know y'all may not be as fond of each other, but my son, you know what I mean? Like he's an artist that came out in the 90s, he did a bid, he came home, and he is a person who gets on the front line and fights for a lot of activism for our people. And my thing is, there's a lot of artists that they see Kaepernick and be like, yo, let me know whatever I could do, but I never really see them do anything. Like a lot of people would say, well, Wayno, what have you done? And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I'm the biggest activist, but I've been in marches. You know what I mean? I've gone to places and I've tried to do my part of making a difference, but I think it's a cool thing to do. Come on, Cap, let's take this flick. After that, you never see them again with them. So, I mean, you can't say, oh, no, I'm not watching Travis. I don't approve of that. But then you in Miami for a Super Bowl party. I'm not jacking that shit.
All right,
so
so
we got to
hip-hop is
figure it out.
not choosing a side.
Yeah, they not.
That's what
We
it
got
sounds
to figure it out.
And I'm not gonna lie, like $500,000 is cool. That apparently the NFL will be donating to
Dream Corps. Dream Crops? This is
Corps,
written wrong. It should be Corps.
Dream Corps, yeah, Dream Corps.
which is, I believe, like a foundation which should help out like minority affairs. However, I'm not gonna lie, yo, even bigger than that $500,000 is if he actually goes on that stage and makes actually makes a message. You get me? Like, you use that platform since you're already gonna take it.
And I wonder if they're gonna try to control what the statement could be. Because remember how people reacted to the Beyonce performance?
She was a...
Cops wanted to ban her.
Yeah.
They were disrespected. Fuck out of here.
Started burning the 4 albums. Like, they always... That's why I don't get, man. It's a big disconnect in this country. It's a very, very big disconnect in this country. But, again, it's a lot of, young brothers in the NFL that have solidified their dream and provide for families and do a lot of things through football. So, again, with the Super Bowl, we're not telling little kids, yo, y'all shouldn't play football at all because one day you'll make it to the NFL and we don't want you at the Super Bowl.
Right.
Not telling them that. So let's fucking pick what we gonna do or what we not. And let's stop being so judgmental on one person and not the other.
Isn't that what Black Twitter does, Wayno?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, man.
They like you, you can rock. They don't like you, everything.
Run.
It's quiet. You can't even step correctly.
It's quiet for you. It's quiet for you.
Oh, man. All right, y'all. That's our show for today. Right? Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Not really. Not in the minds.
Great. Anything? Every time I try to wrap the show, you got to add some
I'm just
useless
saying. We're gonna talk about
comments.
Quavo trying to go to the White House for some McDonald's?
What?
No?
We can.
What? What happened?
So Trump hosted that dinner for the Clemson Tigers.
Oh, okay.
So of course they were the winners of the college national championship on Monday. So he invited them to the White House and treated them to a large buffet of McDonald's, Wendy's, Domino's, and Burger King, you cheap piece of shit. Quavo wasn't feeling this, so he got on Twitter and told the team to come to QC headquarters so they can show them how champs are supposed to be treated.
Right. I'm rocking with that.
The stir-fry way.
Yeah, the stir-fry.
Stir-fry way.
Listen, I could imagine, like...
It's in the kitchen? Okay, man, all right.
I can only imagine what QC headquarters look like for the dinner that they would throw for them. Like,
Can you imagine? It's like Game of Thrones levels.
Fucking
Shit.
lobsters everywhere.
Every time I look at one of the QC CEO Instagram, they're giving away like a Rolls Royce truck. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
But that's...
I've never seen a label gift more cars since like Cash Money. They used to be giving Bugattis, everything, but clearly QC's doing well. I'm still confused about this Trump shit.
Domino.
No, I'm confused by it
King.
because I'm wondering, I don't think this is a status quo, and he's been in office for like a couple of years now.
In terms of inviting them up or just being cheap as fuck?
For the McDonald's and Domino's.
Crazy thing is he ain't even got to pay nobody.
That's what I'm saying.
Did he do that because there's a government shutdown and they ain't no funding? Was he trying to make that statement? Because honestly, niggas like him, they'll use anything to make a political statement.
Dog, I don't do nothing. Look, I don't do nothing in sports. And if I threw a fucking dinner right now for a championship team, I know I could get them a fucking 5-star restaurant.
At least Shake Shack. At least Shake Shack.
Nah. Not even. I'm saying we could.
In and out?
At least in and out.
No, none of that bullshit. I'm talking about a real dinner.
No, you're right. We could really
you
hit
could
Seamless and get something
Karen
great.
Civil up. Karen Civil will have a real fucking 8-course meal dinner for these niggas.
No, well, I looked at that like he was trying to make he was sending a message. He sent.
Maybe there is a deeper meaning here.
Yeah, I don't think to
upper management. We gotta holler at them and see upper management.
I think he was trying to send a message to the Democrats like, yo, listen, man, this little government shutdown going on. You see people at TSA, they're bumping sicko mode and doing a shoot dance while they should be checking passengers. And yes, at the White House, no gourmet meals. Big Macs, cheese pizza, and you over there get that little like hot dog. That's it.
All I say in closing about this government
They should have went to the QC headquarters.
Yeah, word.
Is that with this government shutdown, they're trying to get people to work for free, right?
Yeah.
People have worked in this country for free before. We know what that was called, so hey.
Wow.
I ain't gonna lie. I heard somebody brought a goddamn gun on a plane. I'm staying away from all airports until they start this shit back up. They did. Listen. They're not that crazy though. They were like, the government shut down. Niggas was about to go crazy. They said, no, we're giving y'all refund checks though. Hold up now. All right, shut the government down as long as y'all want.
Hey.
Look, I feel bad for all the people who are like honest to God, worried about paychecks right now because of this political fuckery. So sorry you guys are going through this shit.
And I might be wrong, but I think this whole thing hinges on a fucking wall. So if they get funding for the wall, they back up.
It just hinges on a fucking insane man. That's all it is, period. Anyway, now I think we're really done.
We're done.
Let's all take a trip to QC headquarters where we'll eat well. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching Everyday Struggle. We'll see you here tomorrow at 11:30 a.m.
I can't wait for Future's album to drop. That's the first big release.